Hello, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Um, I'm jumping on because I just wanted to share my experience of Father's Day because I think it's really important from a 3D perspective and a spiritual perspective to always be open and honest because whenever I do videos like this, I always get messages from people who are in a really similar situation. So I just want to share, and I hope that's okay. Um, as I said before in one of my posts, the energy feels, I feel a bit trampled today, and I think maybe it's because of Father's Day, and there's probably some other weird shit going on, planetary alignments and all sorts of stuff. But I am definitely feeling it. I was feeling it yesterday, but today is kind of underlined. So the situation with me and my siblings is that my father is 67. He has been in a care home for 5 years. I think it's 5. And 10 years ago, he was diagnosed with early onset dementia and frontal temporal, I think that's right, dementia as well. So he has two things going on. He's really young to have it. There are lots more people, especially in the last 10, 15 years, that are being diagnosed with early onset. And we're kind of at the end of his prognosis, shall we say. It is like a slow death. It is watching somebody be taken from you piece by piece by piece. And because of part of his diagnosis, what that's meant is that his personality is totally different. And with some other forms of dementia, you can reel them back in with music and memories of, yesteryear, shall we say. But that's not the same for Dad. So he was a massive music fan. He was a footballer. He was amazing. And he was actually very spiritual, which he kept quiet until he'd had a few beers, shall we say. And he actually had a Roman army that used to look after him. And he actually looked after, the Roman army actually looked after one of my brothers. One of my brothers is 14 years younger than me. And he nearly died from pneumonia when he was, I think, 2, maybe 3. And Dad trusted in his Roman army he sent them to Daniel, his name is. And he told me once when he'd had a few that he just saw them around Daniel's bed in hospital because he was hooked up to all sorts of things. So my dad, even though he's a very quiet, stoic man, he was very connected to the spiritual realm. And it always makes me smile, which is why I'm smiling right now. Because until I got on here, I didn't even know I was going to tell that story. So thank you, Source, for that. But yeah, very connected. And yeah, it's just been one of those days where I don't think my energy being on a live, for example, is going to help anybody. I feel very sad because today was the first time in a couple of months that I've seen him go further downhill. So he doesn't have any vocabulary. He's still mobile, but he doesn't speak really. He'll say yes and he'll shout sometimes and he'll clap. He doesn't know my name. I think he still knows who I am. He always has this amazing smile when I walk in, and when I shout Dad, he looks, so he knows that he's my dad. But that's not going to be forever. and we're getting closer and closer to where things are just going to start. His brain's just going to stop working. It already has in lots of ways. But the saddest thing for me is not being able to talk to him about music, because he taught me so much from a musical perspective. Like, some of my tastes are because of him, and I have a lot of his old vinyl, bands like Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, but then he'd surprise you by putting on Dean Martin, and you'd be like, where's this come from? Supertramp. There was a couple of dance albums in the 90s that he liked. He would literally kill me if he knew I was recording this and sending it out to people. So you have to see the light in the dark. And I probably will do another video on my perspective of why people get dementia. I mean, it's not just a physical thing, it's not just a 3D thing. I do think there are lots of different levels. And also, it sounds really, I don't know if it's trite to say, but he's still having a human experience, even though he doesn't know what day it is. He doesn't know his own name. Not really. But he's still a light body. His energy will live on and on and on, and I have to take some comfort in that, because that's what I tell other people, and that's exactly what I get from Source. So I have to try and remain positive. And what I was coming to is, perhaps he actually did sign up to have that experience, which is very difficult for some people to comprehend, including me, because obviously it's happening to me and it's happening to my dad. But it's very cruel. It's cruel on them, and it's very cruel on the people that are around them. So, yeah, it's very difficult. But, I sat with him, fed him loads of chocolates, which he absolutely loves. He's put on a little bit of weight, because he's always like this, sinewy and strong. But, yeah. It doesn't matter now, right? He can just have whatever he wants to make him smile, and that's kind of what we do. But yeah, the music thing for me has been a big thing to get over, and him not remembering how amazing he was at football, and not even we had the football on at the care home today, and he wasn't interested in it. And that's what I mean, like the two types of dimensions. That was Freudian slip. The two types of dementia that he has means that he doesn't really resonate with the things that he used to. So it's I kind of feel like it's more difficult, because he's still my dad, but he's not really, the essence of him isn't there. It's hard to describe. So I'm sorry it's a bit of a miserable video, but I just felt very strongly that I needed to share what I was experiencing, because I know I'm not alone. And if anybody is feeling shit today, let me know. Drop me a message. You can send me a bigger email via my website if you prefer. But yeah, I'll be back on lives tomorrow. It's just I needed to take some time today to concentrate on Dad, and then process my feelings afterwards, because it's always kind of supercharged. Okay. I hope you are having lovely evenings, afternoons with your own fathers. Make sure you tell them that you love them dearly if you can. And I will catch you tomorrow. I love you all very much. Bye.